the stumps. Drive from Ghulam. Yeah, great delivery, really. You see him, his footwork all over the place, and you can understand the celebrations. There was frustration plus celebrations, all packed in one. Kamran Ghulam walks back after scoring 28. Pakistan lose their third for 278.
Ufone 4G पे U Power 300 लगाओ with 8 GB data, 100 off net minutes. वो भी सिर्फ 300 रुपए में। अभी *1234* को हैश मिलाओ और लगातार बातें करते जाओ।
सेंसोडाइन रैपिड एक्शन सिर्फ 60 सेकंड्स में आराम देता है और इसके बाद आप अपनी मनपसंद चीज़ें और खाने एंजॉय कर सकते हैं। मैं रेकमेंड करती हूँ सेंसोडाइन रैपिड एक्शन का रोजाना बाकायदगी से इस्तेमाल, क्योंकि ये फौरी असर करता है। पेशेंट्स वापस आके बताते हैं इट वर्क्स।
मुझे तेरा ख्याल ही बहुत है।
चल बगले, मुझे पता है तेरे पास डेटा बहुत है।
जब यूफोन 4G की डिजिटल मेगा ऑफर पे मिले 200 GB डेटा तो हर दिल बोले डेटा बहुत है।
सिर्फ पेंट के पैसे देंगे तो बचत तो होगी। मास्टर पेंट लगवाएं और टोकन के इजाफी खर्चे से छुटकारा पाएं। पेंट के पैसे दो, टोकन के नहीं।
सेंसोडाइन रैपिड एक्शन सिर्फ 60 सेकंड्स में आराम देता है। मैं रेकमेंड करती हूँ सेंसोडाइन रैपिड एक्शन का रोजाना बाकायदगी से इस्तेमाल। पेशेंट्स वापस आके बताते हैं इट वर्क्स।
सिर्फ पेंट के पैसे देंगे तो बचत तो होगी।
43
Yeah, you've got to carve out that balance between getting runs and being at the crease. And Kamran Ghulam probably in that one-dimensional phase where he wanted to get on with it and played freely through the offside and undone by a beauty that came back and shattered the furniture.
Come catch, come up.
Here we go, kid. Stand up.
Maharaj just making a couple of changes to his field.
To the pen.
So you've got a long on, which is manning the fence. Why would you do that? So my first query is that probably to make him play a defensive shot, not a lofted shot. But that allows that rotation of strike and he's off the mark. It's a pretty basic stuff.
Swing your right hand up. So nice, dude. No.
You've got to understand the batting plan here of Pakistan. Shan Masood quite happy to occupy the crease. He's not threatening you with big shots or lofted sixes. And Saud Shakil, who's an excellent player of spin bowling, is been given an easy leave. He picks up a single, gets off the mark. So you've got to get the fielders in, I think. It's as simple as that. Forget about the boundary riders for the next 10 minutes or so.
Get it! No!
280 for 3.
टप्पल दानेदार तुम में एक और कप चाय
सिर्फ पेंट के पैसे देंगे तो बचत तो होगी। मास्टर पेंट लगवाएं और टोकन के इजाफी खर्चे से छुटकारा पाएं। पेंट के पैसे दो, टोकन के नहीं।
यूफोन 4G पे यू पावर 300 लगाओ विद 8 GB डेटा 100 ऑफ नेट मिनट्स, वो भी सिर्फ 300 रुपए में। अभी *1234*4 हैश मिलाओ और लगातार बातें करते जाओ।
सिर्फ के पैसे देंगे तो बचत तो होगी। मास्टर पेंट लगवाएं और टोकन के इजाफी खर्चे से छुटकारा पाएं। पेंट के पैसे दो, टोकन के नहीं।
मुझे तेरा ख्याल ही बहुत है।
चल पगले, मुझे पता है तेरे पास डेटा बहुत है।
जब यूफोन 4G की डिजिटल मेगा ऑफर पे मिले 200 GB डेटा तो हर दिल बोले डेटा बहुत
पेंट के पैसे दो, टोकन के नहीं।
मुझे तेरा ख्याल ही बहुत है।
Strike rate in the commentary box is also not bad.
They're beautiful bowler. You just see the end of the sequence, and it was a sequence actually. You see that's going back into towards the stumps, and earlier on we were watching Rabada operate with the ball just outside the off stump and sort of trying to get it towards the slips. A couple of shots played. And in essence, lured into feeling that it's a good pitch and feeling ball on bat. And he kept trying to sort of hold it a bit quicker and a bit quicker. And that one darted back, fuller still. He might have just also, Ghulam, been caught on the crease and with the mindset that having driven a few, there might be one that's short that's coming at me.
Yeah, it was well planned actually because they'd shown Ghulam that cover area. So go for that booming drive, and he's quite happy driving from the crease. And then the general direction and line of attack was outside the off, and certainly that was a straighter line that came back and hit the stump. So not only beautifully bowled, but well disguised.
This from Rabada. Nice areas.
It's when things are as tough as this, and you saw that list of most wickets at Newlands, and as you go down it, you go through South African strike bowlers over the years, and their jobs were to ensure that in lulls, in situations where partnerships grew, they would come up with something. And in this little skull here, Rabada is doing what has been done before, what he's seen when he turned up in the team, taking up the responsibility of being the man. Have a look at this over. And you see the line of the deliveries there. Ball outside the off stump, ball, you can go at it if you like, it's all out there. And then Fuller and going the other way. The feet haven't moved. He's still sort of half forward, half back, but happy to throw the hands. This time the direction is different in terms of the swerve.
Probing over from Rabada. 280 for 3.
सिर्फ पेंट के पैसे देंगे तो बचत तो होगी। मास्टर पेंट लगवाएं और टोकन के इजाफी खर्चे से छुटकारा पाएं। पेंट के पैसे दो, टोकन के नहीं।
यूफोन 4G पे यू पावर 300 लगाओ विद 8 GB डेटा 100 ऑफ नेट मिनट्स, वो भी सिर्फ 300 रुपए में। अभी *1234*4 हैश मिलाओ और लगातार बातें करते जाओ।
टपाल दानेदार तुम में एक और कप चाय
Star 1, 2, 3, 4, star 4, hash
Keshav Maharaj is bowling. You always feel like something's happening. Orders around the bat.
Light and straighter instead of spinning it back, and so you'll get this natural variation of the surface. It's a day 4 pitch. They get a bit tough for the keeper also. He's another very good player of spin bowling, South Shakil. Still remember his double turn at goal, played brilliantly on a square turner. That's his ability to maneuver the field against the spin, and he'll keep on doing that, South Shakil. Doesn't hit the ball hard. He's continue to stretch it. Still remembers that it's straighter instead of spinning backwards. So you get this natural variation of the surface. It's so important for anyone, I guess, to have the self-awareness and understanding of one's limitations, and to kind of try and stay within those. And Saud Shakil, one of those, you get that sort of impression. One innings, first innings at Centurion, that looked very out of character from what we've seen from him before, but since then has looked to play within his limits. And looked much better. 285 for 3.
मुझे तेरा ख्याल ही बहुत है।
चल बगे, मुझे पता है तेरे पास डेटा बहुत है।
जब यूफोन 4G की डिजिटल मेगा ऑफर पे मिले 200 GB डेटा, तो हर दिल बोले डेटा बहुत है।
सिर्फ पेंट के पैसे देंगे तो बचत तो होगी। मास्टर पेंट लगवाएं और टोकन के इजाफी खर्चे से छुटकारा पाएं। पेंट के पैसे दो, टोकन के नहीं।
Test match in clumps. Masood has been terrific. Very watchful today. It's been a superb performance from the skipper. Really nicely controlled from Shah Masood.
I think it could be the last over for Kakisa Rabada, and then they're going to rest him. That new ball will be due not short after the lunch break, and that's when they want him at his ultimate freshness, if they can get him to that state. Shah Masood has stood tall. He has been the key to Pakistan. Deficit just 136 now. We talked about how the goal for Pakistan would have been to make South Africa bat again, and it looks like if they play the way they have so far in the first 70 overs, that could be all become a reality.
Cracked that away. He's looking for more than one. Sweep in position. Doesn't stop it. Dives over the top. So that's gone for 4. It's a good shot from Shah Masood.
Yeah, it's an excellent shot. But the agony for South Africa continues because it's another no ball for KJ Rabada. He has really moved well in this innings. There's confirmation of the no ball, number 1. just look at the position San Masood gets himself into, over the top of it and hitting it way in front of square. The velocity of the bat meant it propelled with some speed toward that fence. Quinema Parker couldn't hold it back.
No, 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 no!
I must admit, I don't like to see the fast bowlers diving like this, Bernard. I like to see the method when you're on the boundary, try and get those legs sliding around, because if you just land badly at that moment, it's easily you can do shoulders. And that's his bowling arm, Quinema Parker. So you'll often see the bowlers slide their legs around, and it's probably the best strategy to go for if you're on the fence diving.
Exuberance of youth, Sean, remember that?
Long, long time ago.
It's chipping away, trail of 100, or trail by, I should say, 130 now. Batsman to come, Mohammad Rizwan, Salman Aga Ali Aga.
You look at the workloads from a South African point of view. KG into his 17th over, Jansen 16, Mulder only the 5, Parker 6. That's often when you pick a youngster, not quite sure what you're going to get from him. I get the feeling that South Africa might want to revert to him, Parker, just to bowl a couple of overs. One thing he does possess is a bit of pace about him, so perhaps use the sword ball ploy. In many ways get himself into the game in that way.
Also the ball seems to be tailing a little bit, maybe of reverse, so it might be a nice time for him to come and try and get the ball to shape back at the left-handers. See if he can target the stumps with a bit of a skiddy kind of action that he possesses.
Yeah, we haven't seen the best of Mapaka yet. I mean, let's not forget, I mean, it's a mammoth occasion for him to play in his first test match at 18 years of age, but he would dearly love, I'm sure, to string a few really good quick overs, good overs together. That would do wonders for him.
Yeah, I think he's also perhaps reverted away from what has made him so effective and what brought him to this level. What's the highlights package of him the other night? We were swinging the ball back at high velocity at right-handers, and that's perhaps a ploy that you want to revisit, especially at this level.
Bit of extra bounce, that delivery. End of the over, 291 for 3.
सिर्फ पेंट के पैसे देंगे तो बचत तो होगी। मास्टर पेंट लगवाएं और टोकन के इजाफी खर्चे से छुटकारा पाएं। पेंट के पैसे दो, टोकन के नहीं।
मुझे तेरा ख्याल ही बहुत है।
चल पगले, मुझे पता है तेरे पास डेटा बहुत है।
जब यूफोन 4G की डिजिटल मेगा ऑफर पे मिले 200 GB डेटा, तो हर दिल बोले डेटा बहुत है।
His brother was playing for a club side and took him down to the nets as well. He wanted to have a bit of a bowl and have a bit of fun at the nets, so a couple of years younger than his brother. And his brother had a nice, steady, orthodox action, and Paul was bowling, and he noticed that all these guys, after he finished bowling, and every now and then he'd bowl a couple of deliveries, and the guys would sort of be looking at him a little bit strangely, and he noticed there'd be a little snigger, if you like. And he was a bit confused about all this, and he didn't know what was going on. So he actually, at some stage, after a few weeks, actually went to his brother and he said, "So what's all this? What's happening?" And his brother didn't say anything at that stage, but what he did do is he took a camera down to the nets, to the next net session, and videotaped Paul Adams bowling. And when Paul saw the footage that his brother had captured of him bowling, he could not believe it. Paul Adams thought he had an orthodox bowling action.
Now they add to that story. Call this, I think, Aidan Markham, 2 left-handers at the crease, so give him a couple of overs. And the other thing was, Bukogi, when we said to him, when you bowl seam up, he said, "No, when I bowl seam up, I bowl orthodox." So we said, "What do you mean?" He said, "No, if I charge it and bowl seam up, I'll bowl orthodox." So we said, "Okay, well, here's a ball, have a go." Sure as nuts. He gave the full normal Gogi. I was like, "Gogs, how can you think your head stays upright when you bowl seam up?" And he also had to see the footage just to convince him that He still didn't stay upright even when he tried to bowl quick.
Sean Pollock, when you come from the Cape Flats, everything is orthodox.
Good on him. He played very well against us. Paul when he burst onto the scene. Markram now.
Interesting to see if a change of pace. I think Markram should be a lot quicker through the air than Maharaj has been, and whether that creates a little bit of a difference. He's got those little footholds to work into, so you'd expect him to come slightly wider on the crease and try and get it to land in the rough.
Shah Massoud's got this habit of the spinners of rocking back onto the back foot, so that might just get him in a little bit of a spot of bother with this extra pace now for Markram.
Yeah, and I think the one thing that Markram will be after is to get one to turn against Shah Massoud. Just beyond that element of doubt. There's no doubt that he'll be eyeing that LBW bold modes of dismissal. Aidan Markram with the angle at the left-hander. That man in picture, he's been there for some time. He's used to conditions.
More hope than anything else. South Africa were hoping that it hit the pad first before making contact with the bat. But I think they've turned down the thought of maybe sending it upstairs.
Nice and full again, trying to sneak under that bat.
He's almost yorked himself here. So it's a kill. And I almost get the feeling that we might just get the one that's going to be a little bit slower through the air for Markram. Yeah, that one just a touch slower. The variation that he was after, perhaps it's not the length. Well, he's into his first over, or his second over, pardon. It's into his work. Young spell, Aidan Markram, he's a real fighter.
See if we can see that. The first movement from Shah Massoud here. Does he go back or forward? Just a little step, small little step forward, but very keen to get on the back foot. He's played that well. I don't think we can talk enough about this performance from the skipper. He's played beautifully. 294 for 3.
सेंसराइन रैपिड एक्शन सिर्फ 60 सेकंड्स में आराम देता है और इसके बाद आप अपनी मनपसंद चीज़ें और खाने एंजॉय कर सकते हैं। मैं रेकमेंड करती हूँ सेंसराइन रैपिड एक्शन का रोज़ाना बाकायदगी से इस्तेमाल, क्योंकि ये फौरी असर करता है। पेशेंट्स वापस आके बताते हैं इट वर्क्स।
सिर्फ पेंट के पैसे देंगे तो बचत तो होगी। मास्टर पेंट लगवाएं और टोकन के इजाफी खर्चे से छुटकारा पाएं। पेंट के पैसे दो, टोकन के नहीं।
Into the right position. Just have a look at this dismissal. Have a look at how he's still moving back as the ball's coming down to him. And the key is your rhythm movements is do them early. That's fine, get them out the way, but have a look how he's still going on backwards. And then as far as the front foot, he doesn't even get out in front of the popping crease. Look where he makes contact with his ball. It's a genuine full leg delivery. And he's absolutely nowhere. So rhythm movements are great, but do them early so that you get as still as possible before the ball is released. You can't be moving in one direction when you have to go back in another direction and the ball's halfway down.
Isn't it? I find it quite amazing actually when you really break down some of the batsmen's techniques. Those guys who are struggling a little bit. It's amazing how many guys are actually on the move as a ball is released, and they haven't got their trigger movements in sync and haven't gone through their trigger movements early enough.
Yeah, the ball's been released already, and look at that. The front foot's going backwards, and then he's trying to go forward. And he's caught on the crease. I mean, look at the way that's come through. That's hitting midway up the stumps. And he's ending up, because of the legs are going backwards, the foot has to be, the bat has to be out in front of himself. He's in no position to play that. You can do Fred Astaire for all I care. It doesn't really matter. There's many hopping around as you want, but at that point of delivery, you've got to try and be still and balanced in order to give yourself the opportunity to go forward or backwards.
Yeah, as the ball is released, you've got to be set. You've got to be triggered to go then. So you've gone through your trigger movement. And as the ball is released, then you're triggered to go as you respond to the ball.
I mean, two examples I can think of offhand was Faf du Plessis and Hashim Amla, who had quite extravagant movements before. As he releases, we'll pause it. There. And now have a look at the movement that happens. The front foot still hasn't moved. It's now halfway down. We'll go back to that.
Oh, it's good, Chrissy.
It'll now be halfway down. He's pointed to the ring. His back foot's still moving, so he has to move that back. Then the front foot has to move back. The ball's already pitching, and he hasn't even settled.
Yeah, Kishi.
So often people will say, oh, but surely at this level you don't have to teach them anything technically. And there's plenty of times. Yeah, he's still moving backwards. It's a genuine half volley-ish kind of length. And he's only just settled himself there as the ball pitches. No chance.
Kishi, your ball.
296 for 3. Yeah, they were just watching that by the looks of things. A couple of comments. Rez is up there having a bit of a chat to a couple of the boys.
Ufone 4G पे U Power 300 लगाओ with 8 GB data, 100 off net minutes. वो भी सिर्फ 300 रुपए में। अभी *12344*4# मिलाओ और लगातार बातें करते जाओ।
Sensodyne Rapid Action
continues. Masood on strike now. He's been batting for 325 minutes.
Also known as 5 hours and 25 minutes, Michael Haseman.
I have a strong point in my maths, so I was always kicking a footy or playing with a cricket bat.
Yeah, just on your point earlier, Polly, also your head position when you try and set up the player's stroke. When you don't move well and don't set early, very often your head position gets you into a bit of trouble.
Looking for 2. You better come back quite comfortably. Yep, no problem whatsoever.
Yes, I think South Africa will be looking up at its scoreboard and saying to themselves, we are 6.5 overs away from the second new ball. And if we can pick up 1 wicket here, ideally the wicket of the captain, we will open up a window after lunch. It brings up the 300 for Pakistan. It's an excellent fight back this from Pakistan, and it's very well led by their captain. And all of a sudden, both flags started to waver.
Nicely controlled. This is well manoeuvred actually, this over. They're doing nicely. These 2 batsmen, they're ticking over that scoreboard, sharing the responsibility out there. So 5 off that over. 301 for 3. Top stuff from Pakistan.
You phone 4G पे U Power 300 लगाओ with 8 GB data, 100 off net minutes. वो भी सिर्फ 300 रुपए में। अभी *1234*4 मिलाओ और लगातार बातें करते जाओ।
सेंसराइन रैपिड एक्शन सिर्फ 60 सेकंड्स में आराम देता है और इसके बाद आप अपनी मनपसंद चीज़ें और खाने एंजॉय कर सकते हैं। मैं रेकमेंड करती हूँ सेंसराइन रैपिड एक्शन का रोज़ाना बाकायदगी से इस्तेमाल, क्योंकि ये फौरी असर करता है। पेशेंट्स वापस आके बताते हैं इट वर्क्स।
सिर्फ पेंट के पैसे देंगे तो बचत तो होगी।
And if Harry had his striker boots on, we could have had 3 points.
I mean, it should win us, Sean.
Well, let's be brutally honest, there was a lot of Manchester United fans who wouldn't have thought about wearing their t-shirts today. And they're quite happy to be getting them out after a draw.
There's the back of the cupboard, they've dug them out.
Oi, Keshi.
It's interesting.
Blanket.
Yeah, the Liverpool fans. That's what happens when you draw to Man United.
Very good. Catch it! Catch it! That's a wonderful shot. Very nicely played. Pretty high. Cries of catch it for Rainer, I think it was.
Shaquille did nicely here. He wasn't quite at the pitch, but he just held his shape. Didn't really try and swing it too hard, and that was why he managed to just nudge it over the infield. As you can see, just holds the shape because he wasn't quite there. If he had gone hard at it, he might have miscued and got himself into trouble.
At one stage, he was going to go for the sweep with a lap. And he stood the end, just bore to that, and more Liverpool supporters, clearly.
Persisting with his angle to San Masood, coming around the wicket. We haven't seen a great deal of turn of the straight, so I still feel that should be operating into that rough pitch. It's outside the left there in his eye line. Like you've been harping on Hazy, just that pace. He's struggling to get that pace up somehow. Yeah, again 79 kilometers an hour.
The end difference, if you have a look at it, he's gone 80, 82, 78, 79, and sometimes it's just coming down breeze. They can maybe just get it there a little bit quicker and help you get through your action. And that's the advantage of bowling from the end years now. But I think rough-wise, when we looked at it, it was probably better to operate from the Kelvin Grove end.
Yeah, it is, definitely. Crive 2, again, just working this over. Good work from Pakistan. 6 off that over, 307 for 3, chipping away.
सिर्फ पेंट के पैसे देंगे तो बचत तो होगी। मास्टर पेंट लगवाएं और टोकन के इजाफी खर्चे से छुटकारा पाएं। पेंट के पैसे दो, टोकन के नहीं।
एक कप और डबल दानेदार, तुम में एक और कप चाय।
You phone 4G पे U Power 300 लगाओ with 8 GB data, 100 off net minutes. वो भी सिर्फ 300 रुपए में। अभी *1234*4 मिलाओ और लगातार बातें करते जाओ।
एक कप और डबल दानेदार, तुम में एक और कप चाय।
Pakistan supporters are starting to get encouraged. They certainly weren't about 24 hours ago. This is when I think that second wicket went down just before the lunch break. Actually, it was the third, if I'm not mistaken. And they got rolled over soon after that. But now it's a real fight from Pakistan, which is very encouraging to see.
Yeah, I've been calling for this Queen Parker. Like you say, maybe 2 overs before lunch for him, but I'd like South Africa to be a little bit more innovative with the field set to him. Use his pace, perhaps bring a leg slip in play. make life a little bit awkward for the Pakistan captain right now. You have to be thinking, how do I get him out before lunch? Maybe a short leg slip to him, use the bumper. He's a difficult customer to get under. He's short, he's skiddy. The 2 wickets in the first innings. Second innings, wicketless. He'd be hopeful he can pick up one for his captain before that second new ball.
Yeah, he can have a little burst, maybe find a little bit of rhythm and go to that change room during the lunch break with a bit of confidence, and who knows, maybe start with that second new ball afterwards. That's pretty close, that's pretty close. They like that to South Africa, but unmoved is the man that counts.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if there was enough shape in that one. I think heading down the leg side, but that's encouraging signs for Kwena and Parker. Still got the 2 reviews left up his sleeve, Temba Bavuma. But this is what I'm saying, he's a skiddy customer, so if he gets it right, been close. It maybe could have been at best an umpire's call. It's a completely different angle. The first angle that we show you replays was just to see whether there's an inside edge or bat involved, and then we'll get it straight down the line a little bit later on. So it looks pretty decent from that angle, but I think once we see it directly straight down the line, it could be heading down that leg side.
It's got that slightly wide release point also with that fall away at the last minute, but it was just coming back a fraction as well.
It's hit him on an awkward spot. Sometimes just underneath the roll can be a bit of a sensitive area in your pad. He hasn't got as much protection, and I think that's what's happened there. Or else it's a good little technique to make sure you get closer to the lunch break.
Yeah, much better from Kwena Parker. This one just sitting in the surface, and I tell you guys what, my initial reaction said that this was going to be a lot closer than what we all think, and upon reflection, that might have been another wicket for the young man.
And what you didn't see is that every bowler, or every fielder that was positioned somewhere near Kwena Parker was Temba Bavuma, it was Marco Jansen, Tristan Stubbs and Keshav Maharaj. They all quickly turned to Kyle Verreynne and said, really? Because I think from behind the stumps he was saying that one was heading down.
You know, that's always interested me. I mean, I've got an opportunity to have a bit of a chat about this. I mean, a keeper is in that situation, right? A keeper is unsighted. There's no doubt there's a little bit of movement. It's straightened up a fraction. A keeper is unsighted, so I'm not sure that Kyle Verreynne has got any call on this, really. He's going down, but it was hitting that stump hard. So I don't know what the answer is, but Verreynne does not know where that hit him.
Yeah, I think a very good visual clue would be when the keeper starts moving towards the leg side, which he hasn't done in that occasion. So certainly for me, it hit him while within the stumps. Yeah, he's moved initially, but that's straightened up from Kwena Parker. And yeah, like you mentioned, he might have been unsighted, but that is out every day of the week.
Don't think we need to add any words there. Imagine that if he picked up that wicket just before the break. First of all, he'd be celebrating flat out, and there'd be his third, and there'd be a real big confidence booster for him. Secondly, he wouldn't be wasting his time just before lunch.
Yeah, your point's so valid, Hayes. Can you imagine what they'd have done for Kwena Parker?
Absolutely.
He's probably getting a feeling that maybe the captains are not overly confident in what he can do at the moment. He's bowled the 6 overs for 32. If he does get introduced and gets that wicket, confidence goes through the roof. South Africa have got another wicket just before that second new ball, and they go into lunch feeling a lot better about themselves. So, yeah, that's very unfortunate for the South Africans.
Now this will be the last over, I presume.
Yeah, just back to that LBW shot. As a bowler, from time to time, you just get a feeling And even me sitting up here, as it hit him on the pad, I said that is out. And Bangwa behind me said no ways. It's a beautiful length, and that trapping him on the crease. Everything about it just had a good feeling.
With the inside leg, back leg. That's pretty brisk. Also a little hint of seeing that leg stump as well. Right leg hit. And you can see that leg stump just sneaking behind. Let's have a look at this. So the important thing here is the fact how it's straightened. Watch Verena go. If we play this on a little bit, Verena goes down that leg side some distance. So he's unsighted where this is hit. So he's thinking at this stage Verena it's going well down, but it's straightened. Right there it's straightened. There's no doubt. It's hit just on the inside of that leg. Verena goes off. He's down the leg side. Still shouting though, Verena.
Yeah, I think you'll draw a lot of confidence out of this over here before lunch. Kwena Mapaka, I think his length is a lot better. His pace is up there again. I think in his previous spells, perhaps a bit too wide from time to time, but this is much better from Kwena Mapaka.
It's going to be touch and go if we get another over. Quick glance at the scoreboard clock from Shah Massoud before we face this ball. Sliding down the leg sides. It's an over that should have been rewarded from Kwena Mapaka. End of that over, 309 for 3. Just keeping an eye on the umpires at the moment. It all depends on what the story is once Damascena gets over the stumps. And we're good to go again with another over.
Yeah, he's beautiful, he's rhythmic. Can perhaps get the front arm up a little bit higher, just falling away at the end, but there's a lot of energy gained for the young action. And he's so much to work with. Really enjoy his run up, fluent. And he's got a good load as well.
I'll be interested to hear Sean's comments about this, because that action, it's not a pure action, but I'm a firm believer that that's great. I think if you have crickets, people probably heard me say this many times, that it's best played when it's played instinctively, and that's what he does. It's different.
I think raw ingredients wise he's got plenty to work with. He's got pace, he's very athletic. The key is at 18 you're probably peaking your strengths around 21, 22, so he's going to get stronger. He'll get probably a little bit of a slightly better wrist position as he learns a little bit about his action, and he might be able to stay a little bit taller at that point of delivery as well. Left arm might get a little bit more involved. So there's little bits of tinkering that can have a massive effect, but you can't teach people to bowl 150. You can't buy it in the supermarket. It's either ingrained in you, and he's got it. So lots of excitement ahead.
So if you're a batsman or a bowler, particularly a bowler I guess, if you've got something a little bit different in your technique, I think it's wonderful. Just work with it and make sure coaches, if you're successful and you're feeling good about it, make sure coaches don't turn you into a robot. I think that's really important.
Yeah, just on that point, I'm a massive believer of using what the body produces naturally. So the natural attributes at hand, try and enhance that rather than, like you say, revert to the coaching manual too often.
Oh, nice catch. Nice catch. No. Can you do it without? Can you be allowed to without the arms? No. Can you
Stubbs moving into a silly point. It seems without a helmet. With that ball, yeah. Umpire Damascena is saying that he's got to wear a helmet, but the keeper's also got to wear a helmet. So I think with one more to go, boys, maybe it might be just a good idea to put him a short cover.
I actually didn't know that you couldn't stand at silly point without a helmet these days.
Oh, was flighted up there, drilled through that silly point region. That's the end of the first session, and what a magnificent performance by Shah Massoud. That is outstanding work, skipper. You have played absolutely superbly. You can be very pleased with your performance. He goes to the break with 137 behind his name, Shah Massoud, and it's much appreciated by his teammates in the viewing area. Pakistan are continuing their fight back. Really are doing well, and the captain is certainly showing everyone in that change room exactly how it's done, with a smile on his face. Really good stuff.
Yeah, brilliant. You'd say advantage Pakistan in this first session, which held at 99 runs, 2 wickets lost. One of them being the night watchman Shahzad. Another excellent effort from the captain. He made sure that he batted throughout the session and really steadied the calmed the nerves within that Pakistan camp. 312 for 3 they find themselves, trailing by 109 on lunch on day 4.
If they'd lost a couple of wickets in the first half hour or so today, 45 minutes, it would have been a completely different story. Shahzad did a fine job, Karim Shahzad, as the night watchman lasted just over the 30-minute mark. And South Africa, of course, are very much on top in this test match, but they do need to pick up some sticks after the lunch break to make sure that they enforce things a little bit more. They'll be a little bit weary, some of these bowlers.
Yeah, I think another hard toil for the seam bowlers for South Africa, but they would be keeping an eye on that second new ball, which is at hand. A couple of overs after the lunch and interval, so it's about recovering, it's about getting fresh, and it's about being able to exert good energies after this lunch break with that second new ball. Well, we talk about this innings from Shah Massoud. Well, he's leading from the front, 137 not out. He was well supported by Baba Azam yesterday to really break the backbone of the South African energy levels. A couple of early wickets, Karam for 18, Ghulam for 28. It's a kill. Young just innings, 60 not out.
And partnerships, well, we know how important partnerships are in any form of the game, but look at this for a test match for Pakistan in their second innings. 205, and it's just remarkable stuff between him, Shah Massoud that is, and Babar Azam. Outstanding work, and 30, 43, 34 unfinished at the moment, so that's also good. Saad Shakil and also Shah Massoud, so still to bat, Mohammad Rizwan, Salman Ali Agha. As we look at the South African bowlers.
Yeah, they were made to toil hard by some excellent batting, but Kagiso Rabada picking up the wicket of the day for me. 1 for 81 for Rabada, and then 2 for the lengthy Marco Jansen, 2 for 74, picking up the night watchman. 77 overs, Pakistan 312 for 3.
Right, so let's just recap the match summary at the moment. South Africa, a mammoth 615 after winning the toss. Rickleton, a double 100. Bavuma, a century. Varane, a century. And Pakistan reply rolled over inside 55 overs for 194. Rabada, the top wicket taker with 3. Pakistan now 312 for 3. Really good work from them, with Shah Massoud starring with 137 not out at the moment. And work to be done by South Africa as Pakistan trailed by 109 runs at lunch on day 4. To join us after the break with Pommy and Bangwa.
Let your house glow with Weather Code Glow 365. Berger Paints. Trusted worldwide.
Life is unpredictable. उधर मैच में कैच ड्रॉप हुआ और इधर इनका बर्गर. लेकिन नेक्स्ट मोमेंट संभालना is what matters the most. तो फिर आप जहां भी हो, जो भी ऑर्डर करें, फूड पैंडा संभाल लेगा.
मुझे तेरा ख्याल ही बहुत है.
चल पगले, मुझे पता है तेरे पास डेटा बहुत है.
जब यूफोन 4G की डिजिटल मेगा ऑफर पे मिले 200 GB डेटा, तो हर दिल बोले डेटा बहुत है.
टपाल दानेदार तुम में एक और कप चाय मीज़ान में मीज़ान में मीज़ान में अच्छे लगते हैं
Ufone 4G पे U-Power 300 लगाओ with 8 GB data, 100 off net minutes. वो भी सिर्फ 300 रुपए में। अभी *1234*4# मिलाओ और लगातार बातें करते जाओ।
सिर्फ पेंट के पैसे देंगे तो बचत तो होगी। मास्टर पेंट लगवाएं और टोकन के इजाफी खर्चे से छुटकारा पाएं। पेंट के पैसे दो, टोकन के नहीं।
मुझे तेरा ख्याल ही बहुत है।
चल पगले, मुझे पता है तेरे पास डेटा बहुत है।
जब यूफोन 4G की डिजिटल मेगा ऑफर पे मिले 200 GB डेटा तो हर बात रहता है।
पहला स्मार्टफोन
वीगोटेल का नया फ्लेक्स 2।
सिर्फ पेंट के पैसे देंगे तो बचत तो होगी। मास्टर पेंट लगवाएं और टोकन के इजाफी खर्चे से छुटकारा पाएं। पेंट के पैसे दो, टोकन के नहीं।
Ufone 4G पे U-Power 300 लगाओ with 8 GB data, 100 off net minutes. वो भी सिर्फ 300 रुपए में। अभी *1234*4# मिलाओ और लगातार बातें करते जाओ।
मीज़ान में मीज़ान में मीज़ान में